Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Wanted to expand a little bit on holding the angles versus letting the club swing naturally. So the dynamics of the swing, the change of directions, the sequencing, that's going to change and help you load the club, okay? So the idea that I'm going to get up here and I'm going to try to load the angles of my swing can cause a lot of people issues, right? I think about it like from a throwing motion. It's not that I'm trying to hold my hand back to produce more power. It's more of the sequencing of when I step, and then as I start to unwind, you can see how that's going to move my hand this direction, right? Like if I'm throwing a ball down the range, you can see how I'm going that way versus trying to actually hold my hand back and then throw. So I think that's a really good example of not a natural motion, right? We're trying to make the swing as efficient as we can, as natural as we can, easy to repeat, so you're not having to work so hard every time. So usually when players are trying to keep the angles in their wrists as they come into impact, they're working very hard. I want to make it a little more natural for you, okay? So the sequencing of it, so this is a little bit of an expansion on a video that I did last week about to stop flipping your wrists, okay? So if I can get my sequencing, so as the club is going back, I'm starting to have my lower body move the other way, which in turn is going to get my chest to go the other way, which is going to get my arms to go. And then if I can keep my hands a little bit more relaxed, you can see how the club's going to sort of fall a little bit more behind me, okay? So it's going to move that way. But from here, it's loaded. I can start to let the club start to swing using my lower body to continue to go, and then that's going to get me into a good impact position. Versus, I taught a player this morning, the tendency was holding the angle too long, so then they'd slow down their lower body and have to stand up. Again, that same sort of flipping motion through impact, where what we did was we had it on a small tee, this is the drill, went up to the top, tried to sequence it a little bit, get him in a spot here where the club's in a good spot, so he can just use his left hip to move the club into impact and then through impact. So the drill looked like this, up to the top, sequence it, get the club into a, start to let it swing, use the hip to drive impact, and then keep it nice and simple through impact, not having to adjust through the ball. I'll do it one more time. One other variation of that I love is actually going the same thing all the way up to the top, feel the sequencing, lower body starts to go, chest starts to go, get the club in a good spot, and then from here, feel that left hip drive into impact. So I've used my left hip to get the club to the ball, and then back up, and then just using my left hip to drive the motion, my lead hip, instead of my arms and my hands overworking. They're gonna react, right? It's just like I'm throwing a ball, I'm driving it with my body motion, but I'm still gonna have to throw the ball. It's sort of the same thing with hitting. I'm driving it with my hip motion, my arms are still going to accelerate, and then I'm still going to have to control that motion. But the sequencing and the simplicity of it, if I can get the club in a good spot without resisting sort of the natural swinging motion of the club, I think it's going to make it a lot easier for you to repeat and not have to work the club face so hard through impact. So again, we're getting it in a good spot, really using that lead hip. If you have the range to do so, help you pivot through. If you don't, there's some things I'm going to be coming out with in the next couple months that's going to help you identify if you're limited in that area, and then you can sort of build off of the right swing for you. So excited to share that with you soon. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.